Hello, my name is Robert Sean Inslee. I go by my middle name Sean, so from now on, hopefully you'll know me as Sean Inslee.
And so began MLR with my introduction video, which at the time was just an assignment to get started in the program. But as I continued on, I see this is the beginning of my transition from being a behind the camera talent to being in front of the camera and starting to see myself as an instructor, as a teacher, as one who's presenting information rather than just being one who's behind the scenes, assisting others in their teaching.
Looking forward to graduating December of 2010.
This initial video put me in the role of presenter or teacher, which is important for my development of my AR project. In multiple learning theory class, I was introduced to educational theory, specifically multiple intelligences theory, which was important in developing my Introduction to Judaism class as I designed the program to meet different educational needs of different students and offer them different ways to learn.
Especially young children. I love the excitement young children have.
In training motivational development class,
but
we had the interview we had to do, and in this I learned interviewing skills, which will be important for the development of my AR project
I really miss being
and my Introduction to Judaism class as I add new teachers, new speakers to the program and continue to build the program through adding new voices
like I said, I love their love for
into
life. I
the
love
project.
Their honesty.
It was interesting being that I was interviewed my mom, which I also learned a lot about her work as a preschool teacher.
Interacting with her parents. Being a teacher.
In musical theory and educational applications class, I learned the importance of music in education, which will be important for the development of my AR project and future online classes as I integrate music into the educational programming. And now a little bit of my song that I wrote called Celebration. In game strategy and motivation, I learned the value of games in education and how more than just a time waster, games can actually be a way of passing on education and making education easier for some students. I'm looking forward to seeing how I can use this in my upcoming classes and based on my AR projects. Unfortunately, one thing from this class is I became addicted to Farmville. Being that one of the important parts of my class will be the development of online videos for the Introduction to Judaism class and other online classes, I was looking forward to filmmaking principles in education class, where we would learn filmmaking principles and hone our skills in video making that we've been using throughout the program. And this class brought together what we'd learned in the past with new knowledge, new experiences in making videos, in reviewing other videos, and also doing some more work with Machinima. Hope you guys all enjoy the show. I'm a redneck Jedi. See, I got my lightsaber, got my cowboy hat. So,
For the institution I
knowing ahead of time the important role that video would play in my AR project and also being reinforced by my surveys, this class was very important in the development of my AR project and my future work in developing online classes, as video is key to extending knowledge over the web. With my AR project focusing on the development of an online Introduction to Judaism class, what we learned in LMS&O, specifically Introduction to Using Schoology, was very important, being that that is the LMS I'm looking to use for the continuing of my AR work and also future educational projects. In my first cycle, I did a survey of a group of rabbis and Jewish educators, asking them their experience with online education and also which topics they think should be included in an Introduction to Judaism class. As I analyzed my research, I came across that 10 of the 15 respondents had taken classes online, and 5 have actually taught classes. Of the many categories of subject matter, interestingly enough, God, Torah, and Israel, which are considered to be the 3 main blocks of Judaism, were considered the most important topics to be covered. Being this is a media product, I asked my respondents what would be the most effective way for them to learn online, whether videos, audio, static text. And my respondents came up that video lectures were the most effective for their learning, so I looked to have a good deal of videos in my final project. I concluded the survey asking my respondents what they saw as the advantages and disadvantages of online education. On advantages was time flexibility and accessibility to the courses. For disadvantages was lack of personal contact and face-to-face contact, which is something that can be dealt with through technologies like Wimba. In Cycle 2, I continued my research with sending out a Google Docs survey to 80 rabbis and Jewish educators, asking them about specifically the development of a unit on the Jewish holidays, and specifically in reference to which holidays they believe should be included in Introduction to Judaism class, which is their favorite Jewish holidays, and what lessons they draw from the Jewish holidays. Given this information, I look to enhance my course with the knowledge and learning and lessons learned by these educators in developing my class further. Those who responded said that either the Shabbat, the Jewish Sabbath, the weekly day of rest, or the Passover were their favorite holiday and the ones with the most educational meaning to them. Specifically, the Sabbath being a time of weekly rest and relaxation from the busyness of life, and also Passover being important because of its focus on family and being together as a family. And these are important lessons that they see and will be put into the further development of my unit on the Jewish holidays as I continue to work on my Introduction to Judaism class. Given the focus of my project on adult education, in my readings in the literature, one of the things that stood out was the importance of understanding adult education as voluntary and the importance of having engaging content to draw in students who are no longer required to attend classes like they were in K through 12 education. So engaging the student is vitally important in adult education. The future of this project is the completion of the Introduction to Judaism class and also the developing of other adult education classes.